Because of the
in front of me, there is a bar that is open.
wow.
They still put up the long line. I recall coming there the first day and usually. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for our newly appointed Consul General of New York, Mrs. Nan Rambulla. Okay, at this time, we would like to invite to the podium the Trinidad and Tobago representative to the United Nations. We'll be seeing her again next week. She promised to be part of Queens, and we will make her part of Queens in everything we do. That's a promise.
Dr. Ramachan, thank you very much for that you had said for what we Trinidadians and Tobagonians live in.
giving this award to my uncle, Garfield Blackman. I would also like to say that I am proud to represent his family here, the Blackmans, and that you remember him and keep his music alive. His message was a strong one, and we know the way life is today, that his message is one that should continue throughout our lifetime and for the future generations. So thank you again, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to check out the board. This is the DJ speaking once more. You get a lot of special going on at the bar.
Sound check.
We have a food court at the side here where you can patronize. This way, by patronizing this, you will help us, the Trinidadian and Tobagonian Association, U.S.A, to get ahead and be able to do more things to help in the way we plan or would like to. At this point, I want to bring on the Calypsonian playing floors. So let's give a hand for playing floors.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a long time. I've been singing Calypso for the past 40 years, and it's only now that I've reached Queens. I should have been here years ago, but the most important thing that I'm here now. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you two numbers. One is We Laughing, and the next one is a dance hall music, A Feeling to Rock Tonight. I want you all to listen to Me Laughing and take
Trinidadians and Tobagonians, U.S.A. We've taken the privilege of honoring people. Tonight I am going to honor Mr. Frankie Ramada. Mr. Frankie Ramada hails from Maruga, South Trinidad. When he got married to Julia, he moved to San Fernando. He was a teacher. I'd like to read a little about him. Mr. Ramada was awarded the Long Island Multiple Listing Service for outstanding community services. The Dr. Eric E. William Achievement Award for service to the Caribbean community in New York City. The East Indian Diaspora Inc. Award for service to the East Indian community in New York City, and the Maruga RC School award him for his excellency and achievement in education. Mr. Ramada.
introduce Pavitra Maraj, who will introduce other people. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. As many of you are aware, yesterday, September 24th, marked the 35th anniversary of Trinidad and Tobago as a republic. And the Trinidadians and Tobagonians, U.S.A, decided to pull together the talent of Trinidad and Tobago to commemorate this event. Before we start this afternoon proceedings, we'd just like to pay tribute to our distinguished representatives of the government of Trinidad and Tobago. And I would like to call upon Sangeeta Sitaram, Tu Garland, the Honorable Minister in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Communications, Dr. Surajratan Rambachan. Accompanied by Dr. Ramachan, we have the permanent representative to the United Nations, the Trinidad and Tobago permanent representative to the United Nations, Ambassador Rodney Charles, and he will be guided by Patsy Maru Singh. As many of you are aware, the Trinidadians and Tobagonians, U.S.A, is a very small group. It's a small group of people, and they have just such a big heart. What they usually do is, they're a newly formed organization. However, they have been doing charitable work, and they've been assisting Trinidadians and Tobagonians who are distressed, who are needy. And today they've decided to celebrate Republic Day to commemorate the formation of the newly formed organization. And we really need to pay respect and our hats off to Cargo Cool, Anouk, and Rambali and the other friends who have joined together to form this organization. So please, a round of applause to the Trinidadians and Tobagonians, U.S.A.
I've had my meetings, the staff is very supportive, and we have indicated that once you enter that consulate, you are in Trinidad and Tobago territory, and you are supposed to be treated as such. And therefore, I ask you, at any times you are having difficulty, I want you to get to me and get to the staff. We will be addressing it. We have a few challenges, but I know we give ourselves 6 months, and I'm pretty sure that you all will be singing a different tune, because I've had lots of complaints, and we were able to solve a lot of the complaints on site during the last 2 weeks. So there is hope. There is hope, and I want to assure you, you are free to call us, let us know what the challenges are. I do not want any citizen of Trinidad and Tobago having to come to that consulate for more than 2 times. 3 max. I understand some people were coming 10 times, that's not good enough, I'm afraid. And you hold me to that task, that's my bond to you, and we will work towards that to ensure that we could achieve that goal. So wherever I go, in my initial meetings with our diaspora, I'll be saying it loud and clear. I shared with my staff, I'll be doing this, because change could start from below as well rather than the top. So you can help us change the system. And I come to the point where I indicated that you have a lot of experience. You are in the trenches. You know what the difficulties are. You know what the concerns are. You know what some of the solutions are. And I'll be looking towards you, not only to get from you, but what you can offer to help us solve some of the problems that we have. I am a firm believer, as I told the group last night, that many brains are always better than one. and I cannot match the brains of all of you. And therefore I'll be looking towards you in helping us solve some of the problems facing our diaspora in terms of your basic needs, in terms of investment, trade and commerce, in terms of culture and supporting culture and religion in all its form and facet. And so that we can work together as a group in the interest of you, your family, your children, and the interest of Trinidad and Tobago. I take this opportunity to thank you very much for inviting me to this special event, and I commit myself and the consulate to serving you with dignity, with pride, and with love. This I commit to you. Thank you very much, and I look forward to joining with you and enjoying a nice evening. Thank you.
invite Dr. Ashford to the podium, and he will be just doing the presentation to one of those artists. So I now invite Dr. Ashford.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. DJ. Well, like was said before, every time we have a celebration like this, Independence or Republic Day celebration, we try to honor special people who have made an outstanding contribution to citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, whether it is here in the United States or abroad, or back home in the homeland. Tonight we have the honor and privilege to honor posthumously Ras Shorty I, Garfield Blackman, a fellow villager who grew up with me in the heydays of the 1960s when things were not very good in that country. Ras Shorty I had some very humble beginnings. In fact, he grew up not very far away from where Sundar was living at that time. And it's ironic that Ras Shorty I brought Calypso to Chutney, so too did Sundar Popo brought Chutney to Calypso. We have given awards before to Sundar Popo. Tonight it is our privilege to honor that son of the soil, that great language stalwart, Ras Shorty I. A quick history about Ras Shorty I, as I do have some articles all over the place talking about a wild eyewitness account of Ras Shorty I. It was in 1962 when he came to our home in Langward, where my father was having a Hindu wedding. And Ras Shorty I came, and with his guitar in the audience was strumming away with his guitar, his Spanish guitar. And my father said, "Come on, black man, come on the stage." And he sat down on the stage together around in a circle with the other Indian orchestra people, and he began strumming away, giving support to the Indian orchestra. That apparently made him cross over into things like what he's singing thereafter. As you know, he does have a lot of songs that is heavily popular. In fact, he occupied charts in Trinidad and Tobago for a long time. One of them was "Watch Out My Children." Watch out, my children. Lucifer has a power. Be careful. Do not fall victim to drugs. And that warning should have been held a long time ago by many Trinidadians. One more thing. Before we were having opposition talk, in fact, long before they talk about unity and diversity, he was talking about opening an Indian Calypso tent. And he'll be signing up, the first man to sign up to sing in that Indian Calypso tent. His name would be Mighty Jacob Bridgeland. That was the name he was going to give himself. And all, as you know, a lot can be said about him, but I want to cut very, very short and just tell you that it's indeed a great pleasure for me, and this posthumously, for the Trinidadians and Tobagonians abroad to recognize Ras Shorty I. And we will call upon Andrea Christopher to receive the award on behalf of Ras Shorty I. Andrea is the niece of Ras Shorty I. Her dad and I grew up on the same language movement. Welcome, Andrea. And to present the award, we'll call upon the Consul General who will present the award to Ras Shorty I's niece.
We're
before anything else, don't forget we have the food over there, the drinks in the back, the raffle for the big 52-inch TV right by the entrance over there. Alright? Our next item is going to be a dance by Kayla Teacher and SRK. Alright, SRK, come on.
To invite Sandra Mahadev to Garland, Mrs. Rambulam, and she would also address us shortly. Sandra Mahadev.
Thank you so much, Sandra. Dr. Surajratan Rambachan, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Communications, Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Mr. Rodney Charles, Trinidad and Tobago Permanent Representative to the United Nations. Members of the Organizing Committee, other very important persons who are here. It's just that I don't know everyone, and those special ones. Friends, members of the media, well-wishers. Good evening to each and every one of you. It is really a pleasure being here. As soon as I came in, I told myself, wow, it seems to be real action inside here. I take this opportunity to congratulate this group, the Trinidad and Trinidadians and Tobagonians, U.S.A. And you are celebrating Republic Day. This is just great. Only last night, Minister and our permanent representative and our ambassador to the United States, Dr. Neil Parsan, we were at a function in Manhattan where we celebrated Republic Day. And I think it is extremely important, recognizing that you have seen this as an important event, to understand that 35 years ago, we really achieved political independence, which means that each and every citizen of Trinidad and Tobago, since then, would have a say in the decision-making process of our Twin Island state. And this decision-making process is also extended to you, our diaspora in the United States or wherever we may reside. And ladies and gentlemen, for me this is very important. When we are home, we focus on home. But when we come and we cross the waters, we realize that we have potential that we have never tapped. That is you, in terms of your education, your knowledge, your competencies, your skills, your networking, what you do for yourselves as a Trinidad and Tobago community, and what you can do for Trinidad and Tobago. And it is within this context of the Republican Day that we in Trinidad and Tobago believe that you can help us in a lot of ways that would be the benefit to you as the diaspora and to Trinidad and Tobago as a whole. That is your land of your birth. I take this opportunity to congratulate those persons who had the foresight last year to set up this group, and I understand from Pavitra it is alive and you all will be doing more and more of this. This is important, ladies and gentlemen, because when we move into a new land, what we have, what we bring with us is our culture, our religion, our way of life. And in a new land where we hope to settle and we settle, it is the only post, I should say, or support that one has in order to find one path in a new environment. So that I really commend you for keeping the culture alive, the culture of Trinidad and Tobago. Whatever form and fashion you celebrate it, it is important that you keep it. We are also pleased to see that you pass it on to the other generation, your younger generation. And it is a credit to you that you have been doing this. And we at the consulate are going to make every effort to ensure that we can support you in whatever way we can, so that we can work together as a team in the interest of you, your families and your communities, in the land that you have adopted as home, and also the land of your birth, Trinidad and Tobago. I want to take this opportunity to talk a little bit about the role of the consulate. I think this is very important. Friday marked 2 weeks. My presence as Consul General, Trinidad and Tobago Consul General to New York.
एक कहानी जब आती है रुत जवानी तब बनती है प्रेम कहानी। प्रेम कहानी में एक लड़का होता है, एक लड़की होती है, कभी दोनों हंसते हैं, कभी दोनों रोते हैं। ये कहानी में एक लड़का होता है, एक लड़की होती है, कभी दोनों हंसते
Sound check.
land. Everybody keeps saying I want to be in Trinidad.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairman. It seems as if everywhere I go these days there are a lot of ladies in charge. Lady Prime Minister, Lady Chairman. Honorable Minister, who in effect is my boss, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Communications. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to be in the audience with Trinidadians. I know that. And not to forget my Guyanese friends if there are any here. You never run around. Yeah, I joined with Trinidad and Tobago, U.S.A. in celebrating, I understand, the 49th year of independence. And there was a problem with the hurricane, so that it was postponed. And also the 35th anniversary of Republic Day. And at the beginning I'll say that it is good that you remember Trinidad and Tobago. You have not forgotten the country of your birth. And as you struggle to make your life in the United States, it is good that you have taken time to remember the roots and where you came from. This morning I attended a mandir, and I also learned that my minister, my boss, is an excellent singer. I didn't know that before. I mean, I heard, but it was the first time I heard him, and it was significantly impressive. So this week, we are at the mission at the United Nations. This has been an important one. Under the leadership of our Prime Minister, Kamala Persad-Bissessar, and the Honorable Minister, we at the United Nations, we have been promoting Trinidad and Tobago. The Minister led bilateral meetings with countries like Colombia, Panama, Costa Rica, Guatemala, Azerbaijan, Canada, Curacao. He also chaired meetings of the Commonwealth, and we held discussions with the African Union on things like energy. Why am I telling you all this? As citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, it is important that you understand that we are working to promote Trinidad at the United Nations so that we can stand and hold our own with the 192 other members of that body. I wish to say that on the first day, Trinidad and Tobago's delegation was led by no other person but our Prime Minister, the Honorable Kamala Persad-Bissessar. with the other leaders of the world, like the President of Brazil, Hillary Clinton of the United States, the leader of the European Union, of the United Nations Development Program, and a UN woman. And she was among them holding her own, and actually she was a leader. The truth is, the idea of the colloquium, the high-level meeting on women in participation in governance was her idea. And when she came to the UN last year, she indicated that she wanted to promote the role of women in governance. And guess what? The idea was actually co-opted, stolen by other countries. Her idea was co-opted by other leaders like Brazil and the United States. And they indicated that they wanted to join with us in promoting the idea of our leader, Kamala Prasad-Bisesa. So she also spoke on non-communicable diseases. And if you, that's heart diseases, cancers, high blood pressure, and respiratory diseases. These account for over 70% of the diseases in Trinidad and Tobago, and she wanted that on the global forum, which meant that the world bodies will address that issue, and as a consequence, things like they would address things like the cost of medicines for our citizens back home. So, gentlemen and ladies, we at the UN are working to promote Trinidad and Tobago. Our country is a blessed one. It is resource-rich. It is culturally diverse, where all religions and all peoples dwell together as one. As you are aware, the problem we had is crime. And our Prime Minister, with the state of emergency, she has taken the courageous act to declare a state of emergency so that we can put the criminals on the back foot and we can take back our country from those who want to create chaos and mayhem. So our challenge, like your challenge, is how can we work together to make this country beautiful, wealthy, prosperous. I would challenge you up here to not forget your people at home. And for that I would like to congratulate the organizers of TnT U.S.A. for bringing to, and I know the problems of getting Trinidadians together. When it comes to ideas, you have 1 million people. And when it comes to work, it boils down to 3 or 4. So for the 3 or 4 people who are working hard to make this thing to get to work, congratulations. Keep up the struggle. And at the end of the day, if we help one person back home, we would be doing something worthwhile. A lot of people up here talk a lot. They pick up the American accent. You know things back here and how it's going, and then there are just problems back home. And when it comes to actually helping someone, you find them wanting. So all I ask you is to take your words and make it into action. Right? And you can help your family. There's so many people who need assistance. And people who lacking parents. If you think about it, 550 persons got killed last year. Many of them are men who cannot take care of their children. So their children are growing up without a father. And I'm just asking you to be kind and to pass the thought on for that. So as we stand, let us work together to make our country great. Let us work together to make our country prosperous. And while you are here, any help that we can give you, the minister has indicated that both the consulate and the mission, we have to work to make you and serve your needs and to make your stay here useful and prosperous. So any help I can give you, my door is open. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you, congratulations. Keep up the good work.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson, for your kind words of welcome. Executive members of the Trinidadians and Tobagonians, U.S.A., Permanent Representative to the United Nations, Ambassador Rodney Charles, Consul General to the Trinidad and Tobago Consulate in New York, Mrs. Nan Ramgulam Gosain, ladies and gentlemen, friends of Trinidad and Tobago. Dr. Ashford spoke very eloquently about Rash Otiai, someone whom I also knew very well. But I don't know if Dr. Ashford knows this bit about Rash Otiai, that when Kishore Kumar came to Trinidad, Kishore Kumar heard his song Om Shanti Om, and Kishore Kumar's rendition of Om Shanti Om was a replica of what he heard Rash Otiai sang in Trinidad and Tobago, something Kishore Kumar himself acknowledged afterwards. So Rash Otiai did have an influence upon that song that emanated and became a hit in the Bollywood music scene. But it was not the first time that Trinidadian musicians had such an impact upon Indian singers out of India. In fact, Manadi, when he came to Trinidad, he was amazed that Yusuf Khan was singing Kabir bhajans as he sang them. And he heard Yusuf Khan sing Dhobiya Piyasha, Maratha Piyasha, and went back to India and recorded that song. And just to put you back in terms of how we have affected the music of India, in fact, the first 33 and a third Ramayana long play record was recorded by a Trinidadian before India recorded such a record. So it goes to show you that, Rash Otiai, among others, had an influence also upon the music in India. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, I'd like to extend my warmest congratulations to Trinidadians and Tobagonians, U.S.A. on this venture here this evening. It is an important venture because it not only brings the diaspora together, but it also helps to establish a sense of community that is necessary for a diaspora living here in New York. It promises to be a brotherhood and a sisterhood that is so important in terms of mutual support for each other. It is important to promote the presence of Trinidad and Tobago, not only in New York, but in all parts of the United States of America. And this organization can do so in a very profound and very emphatic way by not only celebrating the cultures and the festivals of Trinidad and Tobago, but by going beyond that and becoming promoters for Trinidad and Tobago in terms of the image of Trinidad and Tobago and what Trinidad and Tobago represents and stands for in the international community. Too often we hear the complaint that not enough people know enough about Trinidad and Tobago. And therefore this evening, in addition to what you have set yourself out to do, I want to challenge you in terms of your association to go beyond that and to begin to look towards promoting Trinidad and Tobago as a destination for people from New York, from New Yorkers, to come to Trinidad and particularly Tobago, which they may have as their tourist destination. I also want you to think of promoting Trinidad and Tobago here in terms of manufactured products out of Trinidad and Tobago. Many of you may not realize, but Trinidad and Tobago has a very successful manufacturing sector, and in fact exports to many, many places in the world. And there is no reason why, just as you have Asian shops developing in New York, and you have Chinese shops developing in New York, some of you cannot become entrepreneurs and really develop a perfect West Indian shop selling products from Trinidad and Tobago here in New York. Your ability to support products of Trinidad and Tobago will go a long way in promoting the country and promoting our manufacturers. You are, as a diaspora, not just somebody who have come to live in the United States of America. In fact, the government of Trinidad and Tobago do not see you as someone who has left your country to come to live overseas. That you have made that decision is an important decision. But we see you as first ambassadors of Trinidad and Tobago. And therefore, I want to stress to you that the way that you promote yourselves, the way you image yourself, the way you behave in this country, the way you extend in terms of your own personal character, how people see Trinidad and Tobago will be important to Trinidad and Tobago and to its image here in New York and the United States. And therefore I want to urge you that at all times, in terms of behavior and character, that you be always striving for excellence. But there's one thing I want you as an association to also go beyond what you're doing. And that is to encourage the professional groups among you, the doctors, the nurses, the surgeons, to come back to Trinidad and to offer some free service to people in Trinidad and Tobago. Right now, every month, I receive some medical team from the United States of America, consisting mainly of Americans. But I know in this country that there are many doctors and there are many other professionals, dentists and so on, who have qualified in the United States. And if we really want to say that we want to do something as a diaspora for Trinidad and Tobago, then contact me and come back with a group of doctors and let us do something for people who are in need of medical attention in the country. For example, there are 10,000 people now in Trinidad and Tobago needing cataract surgery. And I'm sure there are some good eye specialists here. If you intend, you can come to Trinidad and Tobago, we can provide you with the surgical facilities and you can provide the skills. In this way, your association will go beyond a mere celebratory association and will become part and parcel of the development in Trinidad and Tobago. Many of you are wondering about what's happening in Trinidad and Tobago with respect to the state of emergency. The state of emergency was a very courageous act by the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago and the Cabinet in order to deal with runaway crime in the country. Trinidad and Tobago has become a drug transshipment point, and there are a lot of Colombian and Mexican cartels that are now entering the Caribbean and perhaps Trinidad and Tobago. The rate of murders was too high. The rate of personal injury and serious offences against the person was too high. And the Prime Minister took the decision that we are going to do what we are voted into power to do, and that is to reduce the crime rate in Trinidad and Tobago. And what has happened in the last 5 weeks, I want to tell you. From August 15th to today, 3,111 persons have been arrested as of 8 o'clock this morning. Among them, 449 persons belonging to gangs. These were gangs who they would go on the streets in the middle of the day, jump in your car and pull out your chains and pull out your watch and so on. While they were under CCTV cameras, they couldn't care if they were seen or not. So 3,111 persons arrested, 449 were gang members, and also 600 persons were arrested for drug offences. Another 655 persons were arrested for serious offences, 56 for murders, 632 for traffic offences, and during this time also 781 persons were arrested for outstanding warrants. But what is even more significant is that 110 sophisticated firearms were seized, along with 12,325 bullets and 27 magazines, making it for the year 18,000 rounds of ammunition have been seized in Trinidad and Tobago from the bandits. So that Trinidad and Tobago is becoming a safer place because of this action. And this action was meant, as Ambassador Charles told you, to seize the country back from the bandits. This is about a nation fighting back against the bandits to restore the rights of citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. And if you come to Trinidad and Tobago, you will begin to experience the difference that this state of emergency has made in the country. I want to urge you to continue your good work. I want to urge you to continue your good work, not only in terms of Trinidad and Tobago, but you are living in this country now. And because you are living in this country now, you also have a moral obligation and a duty to contribute to the well-being of the United States of America, which is now giving you sustenance and providing you with opportunity. So even as you contribute to Trinidad and Tobago, do not forget your obligations to the country that has accepted you and where you have now to contribute and to make a life in the future. I want to thank you for this opportunity. I want to congratulate the organizers, especially my friend Carl, at whose home I've come on several occasions for Ramayana Yagnas, and I look forward to coming back and perhaps to talk with you again as to how we might carry not only this dialogue forward, but a program of action that will make you very proud, not just in terms of, as I said, celebrating festivals and occasions like Republic Day you are doing today, but but also contributing by way of your professional skills to the development of Trinidad. Thank you very much, and Happy Republic Day.